My name is Morten. I'm the co-founder of Proper. Proper, we are a property manager as a software. So we automate all the processes around a property, thereby doing it cheaper and better for the owners and the tenants. So the reason we chose byFounders as an investor is that I've met Tommy and Eric many years ago, and I've followed them through the ecosystem in Copenhagen. I had a lot of respect for what they've done, the companies they involved themselves with, and what they've experienced. Wanted to get closer to them and try to get them to help our business. We've spoken for a long time about them getting involved, and this was the chance for me to get them very close to the business and to get them to help us with what we're doing.